Hello, guys, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Maya,
I'm Viola.
and today's episode is going to be about a debrief about our half marathon that we ran in Karlovy Vary. But first, we would like to give you a small life update.
It's been a while since we recorded our last episode, but we've just been so busy with our lives lately. Starting with yesterday, we in fact wrote the CPE proficiency exams. Well, what to say about it? It was quite a fail, in my opinion.
It was, I don't know, I feel like it was way harder than in our school because we wrote two pre-exams in our school, and the pre-exams were hard, but I feel like the actual exam was way harder.
Yeah, it was like the first two use of English exercises.
Yeah.
I didn't understand a single word in the first exercise.
It was like you had to choose from like four words, and I didn't hear any word like once. It was like the first time I saw them, and I was supposed to choose from those words.
It's just such a gamble. Like, I'm honestly quite surprised if I'll pass. For example, for the last exercise in the whole reading and use of English, I didn't have enough time to put the answers into the answer sheet. And that's the only part that I was quite confident that I got right. So all those points just don't count.
But it's actually crazy because I was like, I need to manage my time somehow. And I was just like constantly looking up onto the screen, making sure that everything is going right. And yeah, like I was able to put everything into the arc. So I'm grateful
Lucky
for that.
one.
But still, like the reading exercises, they were extremely difficult. And yeah, I don't know. I hope I'll pass because it's like 60%. So I think we will pass.
Hopefully. Because I really don't want to rewrite it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, never, ever. I like the British Council. It's such a stressful environment to me, and the supervisors on our exams, they were like death staring me all the time. Like I literally wanted to just look up at the screen for the time and stuff. They would literally kill me with their looks.
Yeah, it was similar with the last part, the speaking part. I was waiting there for like my exam to start, and I was speaking to my friend, and we were pretty loud, and the supervisor just came up to us like 3 times, and he was like, just be more quiet, and they were like deaf staring us all the time. And there were other people talking loud, but they just chose us to be there, and yeah, it was really difficult and stressful. I don't know, it's just the environment, as you said. It's weird there. I don't know, I just can't relax, and even in the speaking, I just couldn't use all of the vocab that I had in my mind, because I was so stressed out. I just forgot about everything. My level of speaking was like A2 or B1.
Same. I felt so bad. So out of place. Like, that was so embarrassing because I was literally there to take the proficiency exam, and I was using the same vocab I would use like in my 5th grade when I was doing PET exams.
But besides all of these traumatizing like events, I'm happy that we have written it, and a huge rock just fell from my heart, and yeah, I just even don't want to think about it, and now I'm just waiting for the results, and we'll see.
I agree, that's so true, because the past 10 years, we've both been working towards this goal, and it just finally happened, and the stress is like not there anymore, so it's kind of a weird feeling, but I definitely appreciate it.
A week ago, we also did this like hike. It's for a organization called the Duke of Edinburgh. Maybe some of you know this. And it's like something extra besides school. And it was for 3 or 2 days. How long was it?
Well, technically 3 days.
Yeah.
Not full 3 days, but 3 days, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like pretty difficult as well. But I'm happy that I was there with you. And because if you weren't there, then I just don't know if I would have survived. And was it your first time or was it your second time?
It was my second time. I really like the group of people that we went with.
That's true.
I had Maria there, which was the biggest supporter of me, but we also had a couple of friends there as well from our grade. But for me, it was, again, a traumatizing event because I brought home like 20 blisters on my legs, and the legs are still healing. Like, my feet were destroyed completely. I have no idea what happened because I didn't have new shoes or anything. Like, I was used to those shoes. The route wasn't that horrible either, but it just did not work out for me, and I was in so much pain 2 out of the 3 days. It was quite a horrific experience for me.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it was because of the route. because it wasn't like you had a start and destination point, but it was made in a way that your start and destination point was the same place. So we had to like go like basically in a circle, because you just simply take the same path, and the everything that you saw before you saw once again, and you knew the distance that you had to walk towards the end, and this just made it more boring for us. And just if I didn't have Viola there, then I wouldn't have anyone to talk to there, and it would just be extremely annoying and boring. Yeah.
Also, the supervisors were kind of lying to us because it was supposed to be 50 kilometers, and in the end, it ended up being like 55 or 56. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
and like 5 kilometers more seems like nothing, but actually we had like these huge backpacks with everything. You had to have your food there, your tent, everything.
Especially mentally, I feel like
Yeah.
just, you're already like exhausted physically and mentally on the expedition. And then someone comes up to you, and even those 5 kilometers, it's very bad news for you. Like, it literally feels like, because, for example, me, the entire time, I felt like I'm gonna break down and I'm gonna have like a full on mental breakdown. I'm gonna cry. I think I cried once, actually. I just didn't want anyone to see me cry. But the whole time you're on the verge of literally breaking down, and then someone comes up to you with more bad news, and that's the end of you. Like, it's such a mental challenge as well as a physical one.
Yeah, but I feel like thanks to the people, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. And a week beforehand, I was at an MUN conference in Rostock in Germany. So, again, it was like a super exciting trip, but with all of these events, just since the half marathon, we just had back to back events. It was again a little bit of stress, and it was just kind of bringing me out of my routine and out of my comfort zone, actually. Um, but it was a lot of fun. We did have some fruitful debates there, and I did meet a lot of cool people. But it just felt like I didn't have a weekend at all because we left Prague at 6 in the morning on Thursday, and we came back at like 8 p.m. on Sunday. And on Monday we had school again from 8:30. So I had to wake up at 6, and even at the conference we started at like 8 every single day. So we had to wake up early. So I just feel like I'm in this cycle of just like constantly having to be somewhere, having to prepare for something, and I don't have like any day or any specific time to reset, which has been a lot for me. How about you?
But it's still actually impressive that you went there, because I don't think I would have managed to like have all these events like stacked up and like go and attend them. I wouldn't be able to do that. But yesterday we went to a concert together, and it was like the peak and the best moment of probably
Oh, yeah.
like these 2 months, or how long this was. It was like a concert of a pretty famous Czech singer, and it was amazing. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, it was great, and it felt so rewarding, especially after
Mhm.
the CPE tests. And I don't know, the atmosphere, everything, it was just so relaxed. His name is Ben Christovau. You might know him. He actually writes in English sometimes as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. And his lyrics, they're just, I don't know, they feel so relatable.
Yeah, and they're just so genuine.
Yeah.
So like you can relate to everything he sings, and you can just like literally sing your heart out with him, and that is what is like amazing about him. So
And he's a really good performer, actually.
yeah,
And
it
he
was
had
really
some
good.
cool outfits as well.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that was actually really, really nice.
Yeah, we're probably gonna post some videos from the concert so we can see them later.
Stay tuned. So, to get back to the topic of today's episode, it all started with us obviously signing up.
So we wanted to sign up for the Prague Half Marathon, as it's just in the heart of the city and it would be totally amazing. However, it came to us that it was sold out, totally sold
Yeah.
out, no places left. And not even like running for a team was possible there. Just everything was sold out. So we were like, okay, this is not gonna work. And the next solution was the Karlovy Vary. And actually, I am extremely grateful that we ran there, because the route was like perfect. Like I couldn't have imagined a better route than in Karlovy Vary. So
I know,
it
and
was
I feel
amazing.
like it was so entertaining to just run through a city. For example, me, I've never been to the city like ever before. So I had no idea what to expect, and it was so entertaining to just, see all the buildings and the landscape and everything. Whereas in Prague, it's like the same city that I would train in, so I would know all the routes, and it's basically it's my home. I've
Yeah,
lived here my
exactly.
whole life, so I know like almost every corner. And I just feel like, yes, it would be a better, or like not better, it would be a bigger event. There would be more people, maybe a better atmosphere, I don't know. But I feel like running my first half marathon in just a completely different city made it even more special for me. It wasn't just more entertaining for me, but it was also like kind of a travel experience. I don't know how to really
That's true,
explain
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Because Karlovy Vary is also known for its architecture, as there's like a lot of historical things there and stuff, so that was really interesting. And like probably the biggest drawback for me in Prague is like that you literally know the route and you know the distance, and there's just this like mental block when you realize that you're on the 10th kilometer, but then you know the route and then you know that you have to run 11 more. And this was like amazing that I didn't have this in Karlovy Vary. So I wasn't like thinking, oh my gosh, I have to run 11 more kilometers. I was just like looking around and enjoying the whole event, and that's why it was like way better than actually running it in Prague. We signed up probably like 3 or 4 months before. It wasn't that early actually. So we signed up and we like immediately had to start training, and it was intense. But I've probably signed up because I don't know. I'm just like into running, and lately I've been even more into running because Viola joined me, so it was like a bigger motivation for me. And I just took you with me.
So for me, it was the main reason that I signed up was to kind of like prove something to myself and just celebrate that a year ago it wouldn't be even possible to think about running a distance of a half marathon. In fact, I had exercise restriction. I couldn't do anything. The only thing I could do is do short walks with my dog, and soon after I got hospitalized. So it was a tough time for me. Now that I've healed, I just set this goal for myself. It was just really emotional for me, and I really wanted to prove myself that I can do it and kind of celebrate the journey that I've endured the past year. And it also kind of helped to prove to me that it was all worth it, because I just found a new joy in running. Actually, I didn't expect this. I thought that I would like run the marathon and then I would like take a break from running for like the next 5 years or something. But actually it got me even more into it, and I really wish to run a full marathon next year. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know, I can't really explain it, but it literally became therapy. And like every single time I run and I feel like I don't know, have some issues in school or at home, whenever I run my head just goes silent. It's like the first sport that actually feels like I'm doing it just for myself and just for the joy and not for any other reasons. It's just a competition against myself and not anyone else, which for example for volleyball, you also play volleyball, right? I never felt like that. It was always just for the team, for the others, and for the appreciation of others. And I never really had this pure joy from the sport.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Running is just like about yourself and about challenging your mind and your body physically and mentally. And yeah, I also love that about running. I also love like sports where I have to compete in a team, but it's cool to, shift from that perspective and do something else.
As we said before, we had just 3 months to actually train until the race date, which was just enough time. I could use a little bit more, maybe, but it was just enough. And if you want to know more about our exact splits, check out our episode, Run Like a Pro. We're going to link it down in the description. We ran like 3 to 4 times a week, and then we also strength trained because to prevent injuries, of course. It was like my biggest fear, getting an injury.
So for the pre-race emotions, it was a little bit hectic because we ran the half marathon probably at like
6 p.m.
6 p.m. So it wasn't like we had a night routine. It was like that we had a morning routine. So I think that I woke up at like 8 and I had a big breakfast. I think I had some eggs, so some protein and carbs. And then for lunch, I ate some spaghetti, I think. And I just drank a lot of water in order for my blood flow to be at its best. Prioritize my sleep, probably like 4 days before, so I wouldn't be tired and my muscles would be okay. I don't think that like my prep was that deep as yours was, because I know that
Oh
yours was like
yeah.
extremely like into detail. Mine wasn't. I just drank a lot of water, ate some carbs before the race, stretched a lot, had some good sleep, and basically that's it. Yeah.
I feel like mine was so detailed just because it was my first time I would be running that distance. For you was the second time. And honestly, I kind of like enjoyed being the main character and just like doing everything I can and just like literally relating every single decision in my life of that week to the marathon. And it just felt super special. So I don't know, the prep started like on Monday, probably. Yeah, we ran it on Saturday. And I bought myself ginger shots and beet juice because I just didn't want to get sick. And I know that ginger shots always like burn the hell out of my throat and there's nothing left afterwards. Um, and beet juice because it's actually scientifically proven to improve your blood flow as it dilates your arteries. So your blood flow is better and you get better flow of oxygen into your muscles. And then about 3 days before, I try to up my carbs a little bit, but it wasn't like a crazy carb load or anything. And actually, my dietitian recommended to have salmon the night before because it's high in healthy fats and it really like just helps your body to recover and like get your body ready. It has a lot of energy in it. And it's better to not have too many fats on actual race day because it slows up your digestion and you just want to get all those good carbs in to get digested quickly on race day so that you can have quick available energy. But I remember that in the morning I had a big bowl of oatmeal to fuel me for the day. And we had lunch together, so we had the same
Mhm.
lunch. And then before the race, like 30 minutes before the start, I had a couple of dates with dark chocolate and sea salt.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. And during the race, I had 2-to-1 carb gels from Enervit. You can check our half marathon essentials in our new Instagram post. So definitely
Yeah,
go check that out.
everything is linked there. Our clothes, our shoes, what we ate. I think that's, yeah, that's what we have there, so you can go check that out. And yeah, for me on the race day, I had those dates that you did with chocolate and salt, and also I drank a lot of water, and I think I had a banana before the race, just to have some quick
Classic.
carbs and energy. Yeah, and during the race, I had also 2 gels, which actually they really have helped
Yeah.
me this time. Cause last time when I ran the race, I think I had like one only, and it was like a bit weird because I ran it with my dad, and he just gave the gels to me. So, and I wasn't even thinking that deep into the race because I wasn't supposed to run the whole thing, so it wasn't like that thought through. But this race, I really put time into like thinking about when I'm going to have the gels, so that really helped me.
Same. I wasn't sure when I'm gonna take them until like 2 weeks before, which is when I like did my final long run where I practiced. And I ended up having one at 10 kilometers, which I know many people will tell you that that's way too early, but for me, I just with my during my training, I found out that if I don't get the energy at kilometer number 10 and I'm planning on running like I don't know 14, 15, whatever, then I will hit a wall and I will have a complete crash and I will just never get back to it. So I knew that I had to take it halfway through. And then I was kind of scared how long I'm going to have energy for. And I was scared that I will need another gel at like kilometer 15 and then I wouldn't have any energy left for the last like 2 kilometers. But actually, the gel at 10 fueled me through for like the next 7,
Hmm.
8 kilometers. And I think I took mine at like 17.5, something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
just to again prevent an energy crash. And for me, I definitely felt the effect of the gel both times. It was perfectly structured for me. How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you?
I think I had my gel at like the first one was like kilometer 11 or 12, and that helped me a lot. And it lasted for like 6 kilometers. And then I had my second one with you on kilometer 17. And basically, yeah, the end of the race was perfect.
Yeah.
It actually started raining at the last kilometer, which was
Oh,
interesting. it got to my nerves a little because it was like the last kilometer, and it wasn't just rain, it was like extremely strong wind blowing, and all of like the plastic bottles were like flying into our
Yeah.
faces, and I was like scared. I was scared so much that like there was like a hurricane coming. And I was like, we have to be quick, like we have to quickly run to the finish line and this has to end. And I actually think that our last kilometer is like extremely fast.
Yeah, I
Our
think it was
pace
like
is like, I don't know, like
four,
five, yeah, even
for
four,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
extremely
it was
fast
crazy.
because we just wanted to finish the race. So that was funny, yeah. But I at least it motivated us in the end, you know.
Definitely. And like for the emotions alone on the day, I remember waking up and it was just such a surreal feeling that 3 months of hard work and the day was like finally here, and I just couldn't believe that I was actually doing it. And actually, fun fact, 2 weeks before the race, I ended up in a hospital and I actually got really scared that I'm not gonna be able to run. And I laid in bed crying and vomiting. And it was so nasty. But somehow the moment that I was able to stomach food, I knew that I like had to put in work now because I couldn't eat anything for 5 days, and like I got super super weak, and I couldn't work out for like another week after the food poisoning, so I was also scared that I would lose my strength and I would lose my endurance. But thank God I kind of like slowly, well, I had a week to get back to it. So I remember my first run after the food poisoning was absolutely horrendous. I did only 5 kilometers. The pace was 6:30, and I felt so exhausted. I felt like I couldn't breathe. The next run, the day after, it was 6 kilometers, and I think the pace was like six, but it still felt super freaking hard. And at that moment, I realized like in a week, I'm supposed to run 3 times that distance and at a much faster pace. Like I had no idea how I would complete that. But 3 days after that, I did my last like long run, which was originally supposed to be 18 kilometers, but that wasn't possible to do. So I did only 11, and I felt like I was flying. I don't know what happened in those 3 days, but I suddenly felt like I had my strength and everything back. And that was the day that decided that I will run the half marathon. So that was quite reassuring.
I just feel like the flow of emotions and everything was like too quick for it to happen because I didn't feel any nerves at all actually this race. Like just maybe when I was crossing the starting line because I forgot to press the start button on my on my garments, and I was like so stressed out that oh no, like I'm not gonna be able to record this race, but it was fine then. And I don't know, it was like too fast for me to feel like any types of nerves or anything. I was just excited for the race actually, and I was really happy that we ran together the whole thing, because yeah,
Yeah, me too.
you were planning on like running it like in a crazy time, but I actually think that we managed to run in it in
We
the time
exceeded
that
it
we yeah exactly.
because we really really wanted to get it under 2 hours. So we googled out the slowest pace we could hold would be 5:41, but we actually ended up having like an average pace of like 5:20 or something like that,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
didn't even feel like too exhausting, or like obviously yes it was hard, and when we crossed that finish line we did feel exhausted and everything, but during the race we literally like talked to each other, like we could speak and
yeah, yeah.
everything. I didn't feel like I was like breathing too heavily or like my heart rate was like 200. No, it actually felt fine, which was such a surreal feeling. And I think that what helped a lot was the atmosphere and
Yeah, I
like the
agree.
people cheering. And obviously, the people that were running the race kind of also kept you faster than you would probably be in training. And what helped me a lot was having Maria with me, because there were obviously times when I wanted to slow down a little bit. And that was actually the time that Maria had a lot of energy, so she kind of pushed me. And I feel like it also worked the other way around
Yeah, it did, it
sometimes.
did. Yeah, I was like on at the end I was pretty much exhausted, and there was like this really bad route because we had to go like through this like forest, and I hated that part so much, and we had to go there again. So that was a little like bad, but and it was also raining. So that was like two bad things happening at the same time, but yeah, like you kept up with me, so it was amazing. But probably the worst part for me and like the race was the beginning, because it basically we could have ran it a little faster because Carlo Vivare is like a historical city, and the streets are really narrow, and there wasn't like much people running it, but there was a lot for the streets. And literally, like at the beginning, in some parts, we just had to walk, and that was like,
That
I
was
was
so
just, yeah,
annoying.
exactly. It was so annoying because I just wanted to run in order to fulfill the time, but we weren't able because there was like extremely many people stacked up and trying to like just push through, and yeah, it was a bit bad. But then actually towards the end, it was pretty fine because we just stretched.
I also remember that once we finished the race, I like for a moment, yes, I was extremely like I was euphoric. I was so happy and everything, but I just kind of couldn't believe that I completed it. And like it hit me like a day after or something like that that it actually happened and I actually hit that milestone. And honestly, it was kind of sad because I was like, what do I do with my life right now? Like I sound crazy probably, but it was just this little, or not little, it was this big goal that I had in my mind that I was chasing for 3 months, and then suddenly a day after, it was like I don't have any race to train for. I don't have anything to have nerves for. I don't have anything to be slightly stressed about or really excited about. It kind of felt empty actually.
Yeah, I agree. That's true. Like when I finished the race, first of all, I was extremely excited that we like finished it in that amazing time because last time that I ran it, it was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and 20 minutes is like an extreme improvement. So that was the first excitement. The second one was that we like finished actually the race, and that because we ran the finish line holding hands, which was
Oh
really
yeah, oh
cute,
my
and I
god.
loved that. And then when I realized that I finished it, I felt my legs hurting extremely. It was like it felt so weird. I just like couldn't walk. I literally I didn't sit down because it was raining and everything. But if it wasn't raining, I would just lay on the ground for like 10 minutes and just relax because my legs were shaking. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to walk, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. I was like, literally trembling and I thought that I'm going to just fall in front of the finish line. It was so weird.
I think it's because of the pace, because we chose a challenging pace, but I'm really glad that we were able to keep up with it.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that we didn't feel any pain like during the race,
Yes, I agree. Well,
or we didn't realize it
yeah,
really.
yeah. Well, it was like, I think it was kilometer 15. I had an extreme ache, like somewhere here. And I was just like, no, 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 this can't be happening. Like, please no. And I was just like, I had to lock in. I had to like start breathing. And I was just ignoring everything around me. And I think after like 5 to 10 minutes, it stopped, which I was extremely glad for. And yeah, that was probably the only like stress I experienced during the race. And yeah, besides this, it was like totally amazing. My legs didn't hurt at all, and yeah, I just all of the hurting of legs and trembling and everything was after the race. So I'm happy that it wasn't during the race.
So when we finished the race, there were showers, we got showered, and at the running expo there were actually free massages available for the runners. So we went and got a massage and that felt so good. Oh my god, we just laid down at the onto the massage table, and oh, it was just such a good feeling to literally lie down, rest, care about nothing else than just being present in the moment and feeling the people just massaging those muscles.
Exactly. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like this feeling when you could finally just relax, lay down, and think about whatever you want to, and other people just taking care of you. You didn't have to take care of yourself, which is pretty nice. And also there were these small pop-ups, and we tried a pop-up from Vilgain. It's like this Czech brand which is like selling healthy food, and we tried that. And they also had like I think they had some burial stuff there, like
Yeah,
just
definitely.
free food for the runners, which was pretty nice. Yeah.
So to get to the probably most important point, which are the lessons that this training has taught us, you have to understand that discipline and motivation are not the same thing. So, motivation is a temporary thing. You might have a little spark of motivation here and there, and in that little spark, you might think that, oh, I'm gonna work out 6 times a week now, I'm gonna eat super clean, da 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 da. And this lasts like 3 days. And then, boom, you're back at the start. Nothing really happened. But if you stay disciplined, and even on the days you don't want to do the workout, even on the days that you really want to just rot in bed all day, be super unproductive, but you still drag yourself to the gym, you still complete at least somewhat of a workout. It doesn't have to be the whole thing you planned, obviously, like listen to your body, but at the same time, you cannot give up on yourself that easily. So even when you lack motivation, you still should stick to your goals, and this builds discipline. And for me and Maria, we feel like this specific race has seriously improved our discipline and kind of keeping ourselves accountable with whatever goals we've set out for ourselves.
Exactly. And when you stay disciplined, I feel like the motivation, it comes itself. Because when you're disciplined, you just see the progress, it comes up slowly. And through that, the motivation comes itself. Exactly. If you don't have the discipline, the motivation, as you said, lasts for a short time. And of course, during the time when you're motivated, you're going to have these like extremely good runs. You're going to have the peaks, but then after it stops, then you're just going to be back at the start, as you said. So if you just stay disciplined, the motivation will come itself, and you'll just in general run better.
Connecting to the previous point, progress is not linear. And whatever the setbacks might be, it might be getting sick, it might be traveling, it might just be you're having a bad mood and a bad week of training. But if you stay disciplined and you still do some sort of a workout, or if you're sick and you cannot work out, you at least try to have a very good diet to get better soon or something. You stay disciplined in some way, then obviously you will see a little drawback for a week or some little while. But then once you're able to fully get back to the routine that you had before you got sick or whatever the drawback was, then the progress is going to go slowly up again. You're going to start seeing results, and the motivation will come automatically because you're going to get excited over the results. You will get the drive to get even better, and you will see that the progress is possible. So you will do everything to get that progress.
You should put a lot of time into your prep, and don't just spontaneously sign up for a half marathon or a marathon and think that everything will go amazing. Of course, there are pretty high chances of you like managing the race. However, if you actually train towards the race and stay disciplined, you will have better results. And also, when you just sign spontaneously, you are more likely to get hurt. And when you don't know about the race into depth and how it goes, you even don't have the right prep. So you don't know when to take the gels, which gels to take, what to eat, and just what splits to do. And just this theme of doing something spontaneously, it is cool, but it isn't always safe.
I would like you to remember one thing from this video, and that is your body can do way more than your mind thinks that it can. Mental strength is everything. Whatever your mind is set up to doing, your body can do it. Even if it's tired, even if you feel like you don't want to, once you set that goal, you will see that you are capable of completing it. And a little bonus, once you complete that, nothing will match to the feeling of completing a goal that you've just set for yourself, even though it felt impossible in the moment that you've kind of thought of doing this goal, whatever the goal is. Once you complete that goal, you will feel so empowered and in control of your whole life. You will feel literally unstoppable. And this just further builds trust to yourself and your body.
So, a tip for when you're running the race and then suddenly you have this block in your mind, just think about the way you're going to feel after the race. Just the joy and being proud of yourself that you were able to do the race, even if you had some drawbacks, even if you really just didn't want to do that. Think about it during the race, and it'll just go faster, and your enjoyment after the race will be even better.
A little fun point that I found out what this journey has taught me is to be a little more independent, and it taught me a lot more about actually like Prague and where I live, because I got to explore places that I never really would have gotten to without running. I was running all these routes that I didn't even know that existed in Prague, and for example, whenever I wanted to run into the center, I just took routes that I wouldn't ever embark on without having to run there. I would just take the tram or I would take the subway. But this way, when I needed to get there by feet and I didn't want to go on the main road, I had to find new paths and new ways to get to the city center. And I also got to explore a lot of great bakeries, so I'm not complaining. So to wrap up, we hope we have inspired you to start your running journey as well, and or at least just give running a try and see how it goes.
Yeah, and remember that if we can do it, then you can do it as well. If you set your mind to it, you can always achieve your goals. And just understand that we're just students who love running, and we just set our mind to it. We built our discipline, and yeah, we helped each other, and we were able to run this half marathon and share our experience with you. Don't forget to check out our other video about running. We dive more into the details about running in general. We give more tips, even for beginners, I think. We have our splits there, our diets, and just everything there. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, and even comment what you liked most about this episode and what you want to see more from us. We appreciate any types of comments from you guys.
Thank you for listening and see you in the next one.